Hello, my name is Jess and welcome to the Storyteller Fox. Come along and listen to read aloud books, be it for bedtime, story time, or simply to read along.
Edward the Emu by Sheena Knowles, illustrated by Rod Clement. Edward the Emu. Edward the Emu was sick of the zoo. There was nowhere to go. There was nothing to do. And compared to the seals that lived right next door, well, being an emu was frankly a bore. So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward jumped from his pen and he laughed and he said, "The seals are best, anybody can tell. So tomorrow, I'll just be a seal as well." The next morning, at 9, when they opened the zoo, the seals were swimming, and Edward was too. He dived in the water and basked in the sun, and he balanced a ball on his beak just for fun. Well, Edward was really enjoying the day till he overheard someone behind the fence say, "The seals are always amusing, it's true, but the lion's the best thing to see at the zoo." The next morning, at 9, when they opened the zoo, the lions were roaring, and Edward was too. He snarled at the ladies and growled at the men. Life was certainly grand for a lion in his den. Well, Edward was having a wonderful day till a man in the crowd had a gumption to say, "The lion's a beast I shall always detest. The snakes are the things that I like to see best." So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward crept from the cage and he grinned and he said, "If the snakes are the best things, then that's what they say. Then tomorrow I'll be just a snake for the day." The next morning, at 9, when they opened the zoo, the snakes were all hissing, and Edward was too. He slipped round the rocks. It was magic to see. Then he curled himself casually up round a tree. Well, Edward was just warming up for the day when he overheard one of the visitors say, "The snakes are impressive, I know that it's true, but the emu's by far the best thing at the zoo." "The emu?" gasped Edward. "My goodness, it's me! I'm the thing that the gentleman most likes to see, not the seals, the lions, the snakes, and the rest. It's Edward the emu he likes to see best. So that night, when the zookeeper went home to bed, Edward slipped from the cage and he laughed and he said, "If the emu is the best, then that's easy then. Tomorrow, I'm Edward the emu again." Edward ran to the place where he used to reside, but oh, what a shock! When he clambered inside, he found himself suddenly come face to face with the emu then brought in to take Edward's place. The emus considered each other a while. Then the new emu said, with a shy little smile, "Hello, I'm Edwina. It's nice meeting you. You're the best thing I've seen since I came to the zoo."
Oh, take a look at this. There are lots of ducks lining up. And it looks like they're going quack, 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 quack. And they're walking. Where do you think they're going? Looks like they're all going somewhere. They're going on an adventure. Well, this book is titled Alexander's Outing. It's by Pamela Allen. Let's get right into it and see what this story is all about. Alexander's Outing, Pamela Allen. Alexander lived with his mother and his 4 brothers and sisters in the most beautiful place in the whole of Sydney. But Alexander's mother was bored. So one warm sunny morning, they all set out in search of adventure. Past the bottle tree, through the iron gates, and along art gallery road. "Stay close, take care," quacked Alexander's mother. But Alexander did not stay close, and Alexander did not take care. He straggled behind with his head in the air. That must be Alexander there. Right at the end. In College Street, a man rushed out and stopped the traffic. "Stay close, take care," quacked Alexander's mother. But Alexander did not stay close, and Alexander did not take care. He straggled behind, and he did not hear. By the time they reached the other side, Alexander had disappeared. "Quack, quack, 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 quack." Alexander's mother quacked and quacked. "Alexander! Alexander!" And all his brothers and sisters quacked and quacked and flapped and flapped, but they couldn't find Alexander anywhere. Where do you think he's gone? When they stopped making such a din, they heard a faint and distant quack from deep down in the earth. Look at that. Looks like it's fallen down. A young man and a middle-aged lady came over to see what was going on. The young man tried to reach Alexander, but his long arms were not long enough. The middle-aged lady had an umbrella, so the young man tried again with his long arms and the umbrella, but they weren't long
enough either. A young couple picnicking in Hyde Park heard all the commotion, packed up their basket and came over to see what all the fuss was about. "How are we going to get him out?" the middle-aged lady asked. The young couple had no idea. "Cheer up," they called out, and dropped a half-eaten cheese sandwich down the hall. A policeman arrived. He knew exactly what to do. He lowered his whistle down the hole on the end of a long piece of string. "Here," he shouted, "grab hold of this." But Alexander did not grab hold. Alexander did not hear. A small boy and his mother joined the crowd. A feeble quack came from deep down in the hole. How were they going to get him out? Then, before anyone could stop him, the small boy tipped his drink down the hole. "Yeah, now you've gone and drowned the poor little blighter," shouted the young man with the long arms. And they all tried to peer down the deep, dark hole to see. Everyone started talking at once. They all wanted to rescue Alexander, but how are they going to do it? From their basket, the young picnickers handed out 2 cups, 2 plastic bags, 1 lunchbox, and 1 thermos flask. The small boy still held his empty drink can. Then ducks and all, they pranced in one long snaky line to the Archibald fountain. Now, dipping and tipping, skipping and dripping, quacking and flapping, dripping and skipping. From the fountain to the hole and back again, they danced. Slowly, the water rose. Up and up and up until, look what happened. Out popped Alexander like the cork out of the bottle. His mother flapped and flapped and quacked and quacked, and all his brothers and sisters flapped and flapped and quacked and quacked. Such joyful quacking, such happy flapping. When the celebrations were over, they set off, still quacking and flapping, back across College Street, along Art Gallery Road, through the iron gates, past the bottle tree. And got safely home in time for tea. Quack, quack, quack. How did you like the story? That was a little adventure of Alexander and his family. Who do you think this picture is? Is it Hetty? Well, perhaps it is, as the title says, Hetty's Day Out. Where would Hetty be going? Where do you think she's heading out to?
let's take a look at this book by Pamela Aloud. Hetty's Day Out. Hetty's Day Out, Pamela Aloud. Once upon a time, there was a cat called Hetty. That's the cat. One morning, Hetty woke up, yawned, washed behind her ears, then squeezed through her little door flap into the bright sunlight. What a good day, thought Hetty, and she set off to visit Mrs. Gibson. Mrs. Gibson was in the orchard picking plums. You can see her there, she's picking the plums. Hello, Hetty, she greeted. Come in, would you like some breakfast? And she gave Hetty a plate of baked beans on toast. Yummy. What a good day, thought Hetty, and off she skipped to visit Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was in the kitchen baking. Hello, Hetty, he greeted. Come in, you must try my pies. And he gave Hetty 2 pork pies, warm from the oven. What a good day, thought Hetty, and off she trotted to visit Mrs. Banbury. Mrs. Banbury was in the garden reading. Hello, Hetty, she greeted. Come in, would you like some lunch? And she gave Hetty 3 barbecued lamb chops left over from the night before. What a good day, thought Hetty, and off she ambled to visit Mrs. Wilton. Mrs. Wilton was hanging out the washing. Hello, Hetty, she greeted. Come in, I've been making ice cream. Would you like a treat? And she gave Hetty 4 strawberry ice creams. What a good day, thought Hetty, and off she trudged to visit Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander was hosing down his boat. Hello, Hetty, he greeted. Come in, I've been fishing. I've saved some for you. And he gave Hetty 5 fish from the fridge. What a good day, thought Hetty, and off she tottered to visit Mrs. Cooper. Mrs. Cooper was clearing the table. Hello, greeted. Hello, Hetty, she greeted. Come in, we've made lots of cakes today. Would you like some? And she gave Hetty 6 cupcakes with pink icing and a cherry on top. What a day, thought Hetty, and off she wobbled to visit Mr. McGinty. Mr. McGinty was painting his garage. Hello, Hetty, he greeted. Come in, I've cooked too many sausages. Would you help me eat them? And he gave Hetty 7 sausages, dripping with tomato sauce. Oh, groaned Hetty. She sat down. Oh, she moaned. I want to go home. So she turned around and staggered back the way she had come until she reached her very own house with its very own little flap door. What do you think is happening here? Look at that. Look at all the things that she's eaten.
lollipops and ice creams and fish and cupcakes and sausages. Lots of food that she's had. Do you think she will fit in the door? Or do you think she's going to just stay there? Well, let's take a look and see what's going to happen to her. But she couldn't get through. Her stomach was stuck fast. Poor Hetty was stuck in the door. Meow! She could see her warm bed. Meow! Meow! She said. She cried. But nobody heard. Nobody came. Hetty was stuck in the door. What could she do? Meow! She cried. She moaned and she moaned. Meow! Meow! She pushed and she pulled. She jiggled and she wriggled. Until at last... Oh. Now she was thin enough to squeeze her way inside. She crawled into her very own bed. Oh, what a day I've had, she thought. She gave a great yawn, washed behind her ears, curled herself into a ball. And fell fast asleep. How did you find the story? That was an interesting one of Hetty's day out and all the adventures, the food adventures, the foods that she tried on, and the places she went and the people she met.
The end. And that's the end of our story time. For more bedtime stories, you can check on our YouTube playlist or listen to more storytime compilations at the Storyteller Fox. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.